What is good, y'all? Welcome back to the Report. Welcome back to a brand new video. We are here. We are back, and the Miami Heat are NBA Summer League champions, man. It feels so good. I know it's not a real NBA championship. Who cares? I just want to celebrate something. You know, it's been a real tough time so far over the past few months, especially with the whole playoff first round exit, everything, negativity around, you know, a lot of different things with the front office, stuff like that. I just wanted to celebrate something. You know, there wasn't really much to celebrate. And we finally have something to celebrate. We finally have a championship in the Summer League. Shout out to the whole squad. Shout out to Kel'el Ware for the game-winning shot, man. What a performance by this team. They were gritty. They fell down. They fell behind by at least 9 points at a time, and they fought through it. They came through hard. This is what Heat culture is about, man. This is what the culture. This is what they do. This is what it is all about. It's all about fighting your way through wins. They did this without Keyshawn Johnson. Super proud of them. Shout out to Memphis. They played hard. But yeah, this is about Miami, man. Miami did everything right down the stretch. I mean, Josh Christopher with some big time shots. I mean, he had no business making some of the shots that he made. Step back threes and side steps and 2-3 steps beyond the 3-point line type shots. Cole Swider with the big three to take the lead. And then Kel'el Ware, you know, I thought he got, you know, kind of screwed by the refs a couple of times in overtime with the foul calls, but he stuck through it. He didn't, you know, pout. He put his head down and he competed and he hit that game-winning shot, which was a tough shot, but that was a Kel'el Ware shot. I mean, if anybody who's watched Kel'el Ware in Arizona, he will fight, man. This guy is all hustle. He has incredible poise. He'll never ever will get his confidence knocked. Even if he has 5 fouls, 4 fouls, he'll always try to be in the right spot, take a charge, play aggressive defense. He'll never quit. He will stick. Kel'el Ware will stick. I guarantee you he will be in the Heat's rotation this season. I do not, for one, think that he will be buried on the bench. I think he is a guy that come playoff time or come, you know, big games when you need somebody, when you're down a man, when you need somebody to come and make some shots and play well, Kel'el Ware is that guy. He is the guy who you call out of the people that we have drafted this season. I love Kel'el Ware. Kel'el Ware is really good, and obviously Kel'el Ware has had his ups, he's had his downs in Summer League, but I wouldn't be shocked if Kel'el Ware played more than him this season. He just looks ready. He just looks like a guy who's just, no matter how big the stage is, he is ready to compete, man. And as I'm recording this video, it's on my TV right now. Josh Christopher has won the MVP of the finals of the Summer League Championship. I mean, it's safe to say that he has secured himself one of the two ways, I hope. I mean, I could be wrong. What is clear to me is that Drew Smith has to go. No disrespect to Drew Smith, but there's too many people on this roster. There's about 4 or 5 guys on the Summer League roster itself that I think should be on the squad. Unfortunately, not all 5 of them can make it. Kel'el is obviously on a deal. Pella is on a deal. But Alondas, Josh Christopher, Keyshawn Johnson, who unfortunately missed out over these past 2 games. Even Cole Swider at some points was, you know, he was a little, you know, head scratchy at sometimes. You know, you didn't know what he was doing, but he made some big shots down the stretch. There's a few guys that could be battling it out for those two-way spots, man. Even Isaiah Stevens. I forgot about Isaiah Stevens. So yeah, 4 to 5 players who will be battling for those, you know, those last two-way contract positions. I think Josh Christopher has secured his bid for at least one of them, I hope. I think if it was up to me, it'd probably be Stevens and Christopher. But I feel for Alondas Williams. I have to talk about Alondas Williams. I wish there was a world in which we could bring Alondas Williams in for a two-way. I think Keyshawn is a lock for one. I think Jay Gupp with his Summer League MVP performance is good for one, and I think that Isaiah Stevens, who's been really good all Summer League, was probably good for one as well. So Alondas might be the odd man out there. I mean, I don't think Swider's going to get it, which I'm not too mad at. I think Swider was pretty good, but he wouldn't be my first choice. But Alondas, I feel for him. If he does not get one of the two ways, we'll be losing out on a really good talent, man. He can still play for our G League squad, but there's no way another team doesn't pick him up. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a tough decision for the front office to make. I mean, there's a couple of guys to pick from that really deserve two-way contracts. Like, we have a very tough decision to make. Talking about the guys of Kel'el Ware, it was an up and down performance this game for Kel'el Ware. I mean, counting stats, he had, I believe, 21 or 22. He was all right. He was pretty good offensively. But it was the things that you always, saw people questioning Kel'el Ware. And if you watched him at Indiana, if you watched him at Oregon, it was the same things. It was the motor, it was the energy. I mean, those two. He has everything. I'm telling you right now, Kel'el Ware, as far as talent, there's no question about, his talent. I think he is supremely talented. He can do a lot of things well. He's really, really good with this skill set. It's about his hustle, his heart, his motor, his conditioning, his strength. It's just those little things that, obviously those are a lot easier to develop than being a stretch big who can, be an athletic, rim running, shot blocking, lob threat. Like, the skills that he has are a lot harder to develop than the intangible personality traits and stuff like that. Like, those, he can work on that. And the conditioning, like the dog, I'm yet to see that out of Kel'el Ware. That's the only thing it's not a complaint. It's just like constructive criticism, if you want to take it that way. That is really what I'm, worried about. It's like, I don't want him to go down the Hassan Whiteside route. I don't want him to go down the Hassan Whiteside route, because Hassan Whiteside, even though he wasn't as talented as Kel'el Ware, he was still a pretty good player for us when he broke out. And then after, the whole 2K rating stuff, he got paid. And then after he got paid, it just went down a complete cliff. So we don't want Kel'el Ware to lose that hunger or to not develop his conditioning, or to be a player who's lazy and who doesn't have any motor. Like, that won't earn you playtime. And that's why I say, like, Pelle Larsson, I wouldn't be surprised if he got more playtime, because Spo might be like, you know what? Pelle, no matter, even if he's not as talented as some of these guys we have, he's always going to give it his 100%. He's always going to make sure that he gives it his all, and he's going to, play his 100% hardest. Whereas Kel'el, even though he has the talent, there are lapses at times where, like, oh, is he playing hard enough? This, that. You don't want to see that. Playing hard should be a understatement. Like, it's not something that you should be taught to play hard or whatnot. Like, you can't coach effort. Effort has to be within yourself. You need to be able to just get that out of yourself, especially if you want to win a championship. If you want to be on a team that's going to be competing for one, you need to play with effort, especially Miami. And that's why people are saying Miami is going to bring it out of him. We got to see it, though. That's the one thing I will say about Kel'el Ware. We got to just see the effort thing. Josh Christopher, I already talked about him. I think he's supremely talented with his shot-making ability. I mean, 5-star recruit in high school. This doesn't surprise me at all. I was pretty surprised that he was even available last season during the middle of the year, and we picked him up on our G League program. Houston traded him, I believe, and then he wasn't able to stick, and he ended up getting released, and we picked him up, thankfully, and he won Finals MVP in the summer league. So, listen, man, he's been a revelation for us. I'm super excited about him. Isaiah Stevens has been a pretty good floor general for this team. I think he's just done a lot of the little things as well that'll help him stick on the court. I think he should be in consideration for one of the two ways. And then Keyshawn Johnson, even though he didn't play, I mean, he's been the most impressive out of all of them to me. I mean, all the undrafted guys. It's been Keyshawn. Keyshawn's been the guy who's been standing out every single game. Unfortunately, he got hurt 3 games ago, but I think his two-way spot was already cemented before that. So, listen. A lot of tough decisions for the front office to make. I'm super happy that we won finally. Like, summer league, I know it's just summer league. I understand the memes. Oh, they won a championship before Jimmy, blah, blah. Listen, I understand all that. People are going to clown. Some people are going to troll. People are going to be like, oh, why are they even celebrating this? I just want something to be happy about as a Heat fan. I'm super happy about this. I cannot wait for the season to start. Even though it's the same roster and I don't have super high hopes. You never know. So, they've shocked us before. Maybe they can shock us again. But as far as the summer league performance is concerned, huge props to everybody. Shout out to Coach Dan Bisaccio. Or Bisaccio. I think that's what the commentator said. That's how you pronounce his name. Very, very good performance by him. A lot of the right adjustments that he made, good moves. And shout out to the Heat, man. Just winning this summer league. Nobody expected this, but we came out and we competed our tails off, and We played an exceptional summer league from start to finish. Super excited about the future for a lot of these players. Huge congrats and shout out to Pelle Larsson for the game winner. Shout out to Josh Christopher for the finals MVP performance. Shout out to Alondes Williams when a lot of the guards were in foul trouble. He carried us. Shout out to Kel'el Ware for the 20 points, and I believe he almost had a double-double. Shout out to Cole Swider for the big three. Shout out to Caleb Daniels, who played his role pretty well. A lot of guys just chipped in and contributed, and that's what you love about the summer league. It's especially, you know, with the Heat, you see guys, you know, who bring their A games during these performances. You can see what they're made of. Super excited to see the future of a lot of these players going forward. And super excited to see guys like Khalil and Pella and the two-way spots, whoever they go to. Super excited to see them. We're going to wrap it up here, man. Congrats to the Heat. Let's go Heat, man. I'll see y'all later as always. Peace.